we need to honor the memory of Carol Downer, an absolute legend in the women's health movement in the late 60s. A staunch advocate for women's rights and health, Downer had a roller coaster of a life. She was a mother of 6 and joined and led advocate groups to educate men and women on treatments for things like yeast infections, the method of abortions, and symptoms to watch out for that male gynecologists may not have educated their female patients on at the time. She became famous for, among other things, what was labeled the Great Yogurt Conspiracy. Now, stay with me because this is actually amazing. Back in the day, one of the common ways to treat yeast infections was via yogurt, due to the way the chemical bacteria in yogurt interacted with the infection. Now, we fast forward to the 60s, and these infections are not being treated nearly as seriously as gynecologists should have been, leaving a need for education on how to treat this issue. Enter Carol Downer with a smile. She, along with some of her colleagues, opened up a clinic to help educate women on methods of healthcare and treatment that their male counterparts had not really shared or even known at the time. One day, this clinic is raided by police with numerous things taken, including, of all things, a tub of strawberry yogurt. Now, the story goes that one of the clinic workers yelled when this item was taken that the police, quote, "Can't have that, that's my lunch." Relatable. Carol was charged with practicing medicine without a license. She later fought that charge and won by saying that the yogurt was an old folk remedy that was so common that it did not require a doctor's diagnosis or treatment. The jury agreed, and she was found not guilty. Carol later went on to found the nonprofit Federation of Feminist Women's Health Centers and continued to educate doctors and common people on the ways of women's health that many others were too uncomfortable to talk about. Through her clinical work, legal battles, and education efforts, she became a leading reproductive rights, women's health, and justice activist, whose effects can still be felt to this day. She sadly passed away at the age of 91 in January of this year, but her memory lives on. We honor this absolute legend of women's health and wish the best to her memory and her loved ones. And that is our show.